Country Morning Show. Thank you so much everybody tuning in. Lieber's over there. Fargo Flash is over there. What? Tommy's over there. Allie Ray's over there. Mrs. Allie Ray. There she is. And we're talking Gopher Football, man. Now, we normally would be doing the news, of course, right now. Brought to you by friends at the St. Paul Saints. Don't forget to get your tickets at St. Paul Saints. It's actually just saintsbaseball.com. As they're out of town right now. They'll be back soon, though, and you want to go down to a CHS field game, man. You'll see some great Allie Ray, you ever been to the St. Paul Saints games?
Oh, yeah. Those are fun.
They're fun, right?
Yes, I have. It's been years, but yeah. Their stadium, is it new or different?
Yeah. Downtown.
That's the new. Yeah, I haven't been to the new one.
And you talk about craft beer. I mean, they got it. The Saints are 61-66. Randy Dodnack on the mound against the Storm Chasers in Omaha tonight. We'll let you know when they're back in St. Paul. But it's Gopher Football Day, guys. It's Gopher Football. Let's talk about it. Come on, Fargo, break it down for us. Give us a preview.
Well, like we said up front, like this is one of those games where it scares me the more I study it, but at the same time, it's a must-win. It's a must-win game. And PJ Fleck, year 8. Looking at the schedule ahead, this is one of those games where you get the victory, then you start thinking about games like Maryland, and you think about the game at Rutgers, and you think of Illinois. This is the type of game. This is probably like an Iowa-Wisconsin caliber team. Actually, if you look at the college football playoff and the percent chance of making it, they're at 9%. That's what Vegas has them at. Iowa, which is bringing back a defense that is everyone's talking about, Iowa has a 4% chance. So if you think of the caliber of this opponent, this is a legit opponent, and it starts with, like we said before, a great running back coming back, a transfer portal quarterback that has shown a lot of promise at LSU and Texas A&M. But again, the difference here from an offensive standpoint, a lot of holes in that line. And then you think defensively, this was a team that had a hot start a year ago in UNC. They slowed down. They had a tough finish. So they bring in a new defensive coordinator, which breathes life in that front seven. But this is one of those games. I think the weather is a big factor, and Herb Street on College Game Day Hawk said it a week ago. He goes, I think North Carolina goes 7-0, and he goes, I think it sets up a potential conference championship for North Carolina. So he's a believer. So I think this is a really difficult game where
I think you said a big thing. The defensive coordinator coming in. Early on in this game.
But don't forget, both defensive coordinators brand new to their programs.
But what I'm saying, just for watching film, breaking down film, getting ready for the game, the up front,
you don't know
the
you're going to get.
line, it's going to be the first couple snaps, they're probably just running very vanilla plays just to see how they're going to do. It's going to be a slow start now, and then with the rain too. It might be a really low scoring, at least first half.
It could be. And I think the difference in this is you have two transfer portal quarterbacks coming into their program. A bit of the difference is they have one that's played at a high level. This is going to be interesting to see what Max Brosmer has done. Max Brosmer, candidly, guys, really struggled in the spring. But over the summer in the pre-fall camp, he is a different player. The game slowed down for him. You think of that jump up from FCS to FBS, New Hampshire to the Big Ten. But again, until those lights are on and they're shooting live bullets, you don't really know what you got. A year ago, we loved Athan. And Athan got in that first game, and that pressure in the pocket came, it collapsed. He couldn't settle down, and you knew by halftime, like, this is going to be tough unless he figures this out. Well, the same with Max. We're not sure exactly what we got.
Sure.
I think he's given the progression that we've seen, I think he's going to be all right. He's a sixth-year guy. He's a guy he's not just a locker room guy from a leadership standpoint, but he's just a nut when it comes to studying the game. So he's the first guy every day to open up that facility to study game film. He's essentially a professional football player finishing up his college because he's all in. I think he does need to be the difference. I think Marcus Major is going to get the yards through the ground and pound attack. But I do think, despite what happens, when it's 3rd and 4 or 3rd and 7, you're going to need Max to pick some up with his feet, but also through the air.
Wow. Let's hear it, Ben.
Well, so you think it's going to be? I'm looking at you, Tom. Do you think you think it's going to be a low scoring game?
Yeah, I thought what I said was groundbreaking, but yeah.
I'm just saying, it's shocking that the Gophers may struggle to put points on the board. That's all I'm saying.
Like, Ben, don't twist them. Don't twist the words. They have a new. Even so, you prepping against a brand new offense if you were in college, right? And let's say they had a brand new coordinator, on offense, and you didn't know which film to watch because you don't know if they're changing anything. It's going to just take a little bit of time to feel them out. So that's why I think the points will be a little bit lower than usual.
Punches. Yeah.
Interesting. No, I think it's a great theory. I'm just looking at the history of whether you have like, No,
I know, but like with Max, right? He led FCS last year in passing yards, right? So what if like PJ's like, all right, let's let him go. We don't really know. We don't really know what we're going to do with this offense yet.
Well,
so
you have to
learn about us.
And you have to do more. I mean, there's two statistics that really pop out from a year ago, and Allie knows this, obviously. The Gopher passing offense ranked 123 out of 130 teams in college football. Come on. You got to improve from 123. And then, so Max is going to have to do more.
Yeah, 100%.
And then defensively, this is what killed this team a year ago. That our new D coordinator with Cody Lindenberg and Anthony Smith up front and Ja Joyner on the edge, on third down defense, 120 out of 130. We couldn't get off the field. So tonight in those situations, you're going to need your best players, Max Brosmer on offense, picking up third downs, and then you're going to have this defense that's going to step up in key situations and get off the field. That is when I look at we sit down tomorrow morning and break down this game. How are you in third down? What's the time of possession? And did you win the turnover battle?
Yeah.
And if you do those three things,
it's over. We'll win. Yeah.
All right, let's hear it. Prediction time. Let's go.
Well, I said this earlier. This is one of those teams where I think if you match up the skill guys, their quarterback position, the running back positions, the not just the wide receivers, the defensive backs, they're better. But guess what? We got good skill guys too. Mm-hmm. They're not that. Marcus Major's a big time transfer. Max Brosmer, I think we're going to see, is going to come of age. We have the Minnesota Moving Company.
Now we got
it. We have the best offense line in the state, including the Vikings. The Purple People Eaters of 1970s are actually on the University of Minnesota campus.
Yes, go.
Anthony Smith, Ja Joyner, Danny Strigo.
We go now.
Yeah.
And guess what? Now. This game's in August.
Yes.
We've won the last 11 games that we played in August.
Hell yeah, we have.
This is the second earliest game in Gopher history.
Yep.
But this is a tight one.
Yeah.
Dragan Kesich from 55 yards rubs the inside of the left upright. Minnesota 31, North Carolina 30.
Book it! Bang!
We did it!
Yes! I love it! We go now.
We go now.
God, that's so good.
Real quick, we got some football this weekend too, man. I mean, come on.
Well, Ben, what do we bet on this morning, bud?
Let's go. You
guys got one already?
This is the
you guys going Gators?
Ben's 1-0. Ben won the opening week, Florida State. So
forgot about that.
So I threw, the loser always throws out a couple of throws out the chum.
Yeah,
right. And so the chum that I threw out that Ben took, Ben's going a little bit with his heart.
I am.
Right? Colin Klein, is it?
Yeah, Colin Klein. Former Heisman guy.
This is a really fun storyline, Hawk. Colin Klein's a former Kansas State offensive coordinator, now at Texas A&M. Texas A&M cleans house last year. They bring in the head coach, Mike Elko, from Duke. He was a Texas A&M defensive coordinator, goes to Duke for 2 years as a head coach, just 2 years, gets this ginormous job at Texas A&M. Who is he going up against in game one?
Yeah, he's a big one.
He's hosting Notre Dame.
Oh, my.
Notre Dame is led by Duke transfer quarterback Riley Leonard.
So that's a hell of a storyline there.
So think of the transfer portal. One of the top kids in the portal was Riley. Riley's now the quarterback for Marcus Freeman's Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Notre Dame number 7 in the country. I have Notre Dame. Is it minus? Are they +3?
All right, Notre Dame -3.
Notre Dame -3.
Ooh.
That's who you're taking?
Power Trip Bets. You check it for us, but Ben is taking Texas A&M.
Texas A&M is the favorite.
Okay, so Texas A&M -3. That's who Ben has. I have Notre Dame on the road, looking for a victory. But that's I think the marquee game in terms of good games this week. But as we mentioned before, Hawk, you have Clemson, Georgia kickoff Saturday at 11 o'clock.
Can't wait.
You have USC, LSU in Las Vegas, which is a good game. I'll take LSU. But then again, don't forget. We'll just leave with this. The FCS taking on the FBS.
Oh, yeah.
Tonight you got Deion Sanders -9.5 versus North Dakota State. You have on Saturday at 1 o'clock, number 17 Oklahoma State -9.5 taking on South Dakota State. You have Iowa State hosting UND on Saturday. And then next week, Ben's South Dakota Vermilion team, Coyotes, traveling to Wisconsin. So
look at that, Ben.
Wow.
So what a lineup. And again, as Ben said last week, I think a couple of those teams win.
Fantastic.
I think I would take the. Anybody want to take the Bison? I'll take the Bison.
Not a chance. I'm getting. I'll never bet against those guys.
What is the line?
9
Against Colorado?
Colorado.
I'll take the Bison.
Well, I was confused.
No, obviously.
I wasn't listening.
Does anybody want Colorado?
Did I hear Fargo say yes?
I'm taking Colorado.
What?
You want a second bet?
Yeah.
Book it.
Two bets. Opening.
Look at you guys.
Look at you guys.
So good.
You guys.
That's so good.
It's happening, guys. It's all
I
happening.
love it.
You know what else is happening, Corey? When we hang up and we come back here, we go to break. Casey O'Brien's going to join us on the phone, give us an update on his health.
That's awesome.
Talk to everybody a little bit about how he's doing, and basically just throw some love out there. So if you want to stick around for that, Fargo, feel free.
Sure, we'll do.
Hogs Eddie, I got to get rolling. But I
Thanks,
do.
T.O.
I will see you tonight.
Tommy, where we at?
Lot 37.
What time?
Come one, come all.
What are we doing?
I'll be there at 2 o'clock. So
What are we doing?
It's like, I'm on my way right now.
Trankson. We're Clankson and Trankson. And we go right in.
I love it. I love him.
I love you guys.
I love you, Tommy. Bye.
Bye.
There you go.
The Fan.
Music provided by Deep 7 today, by the way. Thank you, Deep 7. Ladies and gentlemen, a cast of thousands. -1, Tommers is gone.
Sounds like Frasier in here.
It does. It does. Tommers out the door. He's all riled up. He's a wonder.
He's ready.
He is. It's Golden Gopher Day because, of course, it's Golden Gopher Football Day on the Fan. Game's supposed to start at 7. Pregame, I'm going to guess what? What time do you think pregame?
5.
Pregame started at 5.
That's early.
So,
Right when the rain's
yeah, right.
Allie just checked the weather, though. 5 o'clock.
Yeah, what do you think?
Ooh.
5 to 7, it looks pretty bad. But then it's clears up from 7 to 8, and then after 8, it's pretty bad again. So we're definitely going to be wet out there. I don't think we're going to escape any rain.
Very, very quick.
That's my weather report.
Very quick story. The last time the Gophers were in a weather delay was, I think, 2016 at Michigan. So the game was supposed to kick off at about 6:37. It got delayed to like a 9:30 start. So, and they threw all the fans, I was there, into like the Chrysler Arena. It's the same night that Meat Sauce was in a 10-game parlay in Vegas. And the game that he had was for Minnesota to not cover the spread against Michigan. And Minnesota was driving late in the game, down I think like 31-0. They kick a field goal to put points on the board to actually cover the spread, and Meat Sauce lost his 10-game parlay.
Is that right? That story has to be true because I definitely will bet against the Gophers.
Yes.
Dang.
I just remember Meat Sauce the next week was like, man, I can't believe that happened. Why do you kick a meaningless field goal? Which I had to agree.
Yeah.
Well, listen,
that was...
speaking of meaningful and meaningless, we got some meaningful stuff to talk about right now. On the hotline right now, everybody, our friend Casey O'Brien. Hi, Casey. How are you, man?
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning to you. What a week you've had. I can't imagine the ups and downs you've been through, but the outpouring of love from the Power Trip and Gophers fans must have really made a dark week much, much better.
Absolutely. Just wanted to come on and thank you guys and thank all the listeners out there. It's been amazing to read all the comments from the Power Trip fans and see everyone reaching out wanting to help.
I was reading the story on Care 11. Are you willing to? Do you feel up to kind of giving us a breakdown on what's going on with your health and where you're at in your treatment and such like that, and what we're looking at here?
Yeah, absolutely. Been battling through a few relapses over the last couple of years, and then most recently found out in early August that my cancer had come back in my lungs, a little spot in the soft tissue of my small back, and then an area in my liver as well. And so we've kind of gone down a lot of the traditional routes. And so we're looking at some non-invasive surgery and radiation treatments to get this back on track.
So, Casey, how is this particular diagnosis in cancer? Is it different than what you've been battling, or is it sort of manifested in something else?
It's same type of cancer. Just in some different places than I've had it come back before. So that's a little bit different. But we got a plan in place, and now we got to go take care of the plan.
So what makes this different in terms of treatment? Why does the insurance company not cover this wave?
Some of the non-invasive surgery stuff is new within the last year or two, and they don't feel like there's enough data out there to support it just yet.
Mentally, how are you hanging in there, man?
Obviously not the situation you want to be in, but out of my control, so got to figure out what is in my control and, being positive and, staying around all the people that care about me and doing what I can.
Yeah, for sure. And, of course, it's Golden Gopher football season, and you are a lifelong Golden Gopher, so you got to be feeling good about that. Excited about tonight?
Yeah, can't wait to watch the guys. Excited to watch Max, our new QB, and all those guys who've been putting in work this whole offseason. I think it's going to be a fun night for everybody over in Dinkytown.
And Casey, you're also helping out your dad, right, over at Holy Family. What's the Holy Family opener look like?
We got our home open. We're actually on the road tonight in Elk River. I'm hoping we don't get rained out. I know there could be some weather in the forecast tonight, so hopefully we don't get anything too serious.
Well, Casey, we're on your side, man, and we're so happy that the people came through for you, and we're rooting for you. And please, if you would, keep us up to date. And whenever you get around to it, obviously we're not going to be the first people on your mind, but I'm sure you'll keep us up to date any way you can. But just know we're all with you, man, and we believe in you, and we're glad we were able to, as a morning show, get people rallied to help you out. So you just take it from here, man. You get better, and let's play some football.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. And once again, thank you all the listeners that donated. That was awesome. You got it, man. Take care. There he goes. Casey O'Brien, everybody. Man, what a road, huh? Jeez Louise.
Can't even imagine. I mean, cannot even imagine what he's been through and what his family's been through.
Young.
It's like a decade, right? I mean,
it's been almost
a decade straight.
Yeah, since he was 14 years old. And again, we've all done a lot of been involved in some charities and such like that. When they're going to the experimental stuff, when they're trying things that aren't covered by insurance, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're milking frogs in the rainforest. I mean, these are things that people have done a lot of research on. Just the FDA has not gotten to it yet, and so they haven't been approved. So the insurance companies won't pay for the unapproved medicines. That's why sometimes you got to take extreme measures to try anything, and it's your one little life, man. You got to do what you got to do. So
you got to gamble.
Thank
try
you to
anything.
everybody who went out. Thank you.
And if you're new to the story, Hawk, I mean, I think you guys started this. Was it Tuesday?
Yeah.
I looked last night and I thought I saw it inching towards the goal of $350,000.
How about that?
Unbelievable.
How about that?
It's crazy
too.
at 352.
352.
You know what's crazy is one of the things that Marnie said that stood out to me when she was talking about her cancer diagnosis and journey and fight against breast cancer. She was saying the thing that scared her the most, or one of the things that scared her the most, I don't want to put words in her mouth that she didn't quite say, but one of the things that scared her the most was that the realization that her body created cancer, right? She couldn't shake that thought.
Yeah.
Think if you're Casey and you just keep, Marnie had it once and got it. Hopefully it never comes back.
Yeah.
What if you're Casey and you're like, for God's sakes, every part of my body just keeps creating this cancer. Like, what am I doing? Like, what is, he must just constantly feel like he's getting the raw deal and that his body is just failing him. It just, that's got to, like you just said, that's just not the news he wants.
No.
And this is this number 5 or 6?
I mean,
it's 5 or 6.
It's a ridiculous number. And again, he just said it's 3 different spots. He must just be shaking his head going, what am I doing? Like, what is,
That's frustrating.
Man, that's just got to be infuriating.
Yeah.
But what a good attitude for a kid that has just been dealt an unbelievably bad hand
He's
constantly.
such a good dude.
Yeah. I'll say it again. I'm just so proud. And I said it yesterday. I'll say it again. Radio is still a tool for good, man. And I love that. So thank you everybody for coming through like that. I wish we could help everybody. And I know that there are a lot of people out there suffering and who could use this help. So we can only do it one at a time, right? We're doing the best we can.
It's an amazing community.
Speaking of, by the way, you asked him about high school football. Tonight's the night. I've got an update here on, I want to play it for you because some of the numbers in this, it's pretty exciting. I mean, I love high school football. I think, obviously we all do, but man, with the first game of the season, and it would just be crushing to get out there and get ready to play and for the weather to take you out of the game tonight. I can't even imagine. Hold on, where's my update? I got it in here. A lot of games tonight, a lot of games tomorrow. Oh, yeah, here we go. This is our guy, Ryan Phelps.
Week 1 of the high school football season starts tonight. We have about 100 games on Thursday, depending on tonight's weather. The remaining 70 games are on Friday. We'll start you off this season with some trivia. How many teams do you think there are in Minnesota? The answer, 356. And the largest class is made up of the smallest schools. We have 60 teams competing this year in 9-man.
Wow.
I've got 2 players for you to watch in week 1, both juniors, one outstate and one
listen to
metro.
Fargo? You listen?
We'll start with the big kid from the small school, Rocori's Andrew Trout. The future Gopher is a 6'6", 270-pound tackle.
Jesus!
They start the season on the road tomorrow night at Detroit Lakes. Then there's last year's runner-up, Edina, led by junior quarterback Mason West. The 6'6", 200-pounder is also a standout hockey player, a la Anders Lee. While his future college plans are undecided, you can find him tonight at home hosting Egan. Don't blink, folks. Just 86 days until the Prep Bowl.
Whoa.
I'm Ryan Phelps.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, go Edina.
I liked how his trivia was basically math.
Yeah.
Because he said there's 100 games tonight, 70 tomorrow. And then he's like, how many teams are there? And, well,
I
that's
didn't catch
340. And he said it was like 350. So there's like 10 teams that aren't playing tonight.
Because they played last week. There was a week 0 in high school football.
The number that astounded me, I didn't know there were that many 9-man teams.
I didn't either.
Yeah, you go those, but you get out to the the northwest part of the state. It's just these small schools, and the crazy thing is you see 9 guys on the field, and you see like 3 guys on the sidelines. I mean, these are really small communities that often isn't just the city that they live in, but they'll patch together a community of 3 or 4 cities that come together,
like if
towns that come together.
Every boy better play.
Exactly, the better play.
Everybody plays
we'll take a couple girls too.
Yeah.
Sauce. Ryan just said about 100 teams, 100 games tonight, right? 100 games tonight in high school football. How many teams approximately will play tonight in high school football in the state?
There's 100 games. How many teams will play tonight? 200.
He's still chewing his food.
200.
Getting better.
Any more brain busters?
Yep.
I did like how he asked a trivia question just like Sauce, and I get that he's doing a radio bit, but Sauce will ask a trivia question and then like 2 seconds later just tell you the answer. Like, you didn't even give us time to guess.
Yeah, he did not. I thought he was going to pause.
Time to guess.
Dang it.
Barely a pause.
It'll be fun in this room, though, this year. Maple Grove's going to be really good. Edina's going to be really good. Minnetonka's going to be good.
Preseason number 1.
Our squad, Ben. Yeah.
I watched Minnetonka practice yesterday, getting ready for their opener against White Bear Lake. And
who cares about Minnetonka
the Maple Grove head coach from a year ago, Matt Lombardi, left Maple Grove to become the defensive coordinator for Minnetonka. And I'll tell you what, there was no better defense in the state than Maple Grove over the last 10 years. And so he brings that defense to Minnetonka. It's a fast defense. It's tough to play against. So I'm going to like my skips as we get into some bets here. I got next week we got Wayzata. The week after we have Edina. Eventually we'll take on Maple Grove. I think it's MEA week, so it's going to be fun to talk high school football here.
I love high school football, man. I love it. Gosh, this day as a high school football player, wearing your jersey to school.
The best, knowing you got to stand on the sideline and watch. Yeah. Awesome.
You know
I'm
what?
kidding.
Dude, I don't know what to even say to you. You turn your back on your own high school. Who does that?
He died on.
Yeah.
Who does that? Loyalty.
Thanks,
Come on, dude.
Thank you,
all right,
Thanks,
guys. Skyuma.
All right, Vikings news next. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on The Fan.
The Fan.
If it feels different as you tune into the Power Trip Morning Show, it's because the ice has been broken. Tommy is the icebreaker. It's great. He's the best in the whole wide world.
He's very good at it.
He's very good at it. Welcome back to the Power Trip Morning Show. Ben Lieber over there. The Allie Ray over there as well.
I mean, Tommy's human cocaine, but I do appreciate the process because, like I said, So, what do you like? Watch House of the Dragon, or
I know.
what?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have a couple of questions and I'd run out. He can find a way to bob and weave through any conversation and just keep transitioning into something else.
It
You
is
got
something.
the crabgrass. I know I keep hammering that, but how do you get to grass within the first 5 minutes of a conversation with somebody?
Now, Allie,
He's so relatable. He's very relatable.
He's the best, and I know you'd met him before and you talked to him on the phone, but like it's so charming. Like he's so interested in you, right? Like I would go on a date with him.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I feel like he's genuinely, he takes time to be interested in everyone, like his conversations. And the crabgrass, he seems to be able to relate with so many things, but I think it's because he's been to the area, St. Pete, where I'm at, quite often. But yeah, he's wonderful.
He is the best.
He's so nice.
What was the part where he's like, I'm from Matamita, if you care to ask?
that was brilliant.
That was the best. us.
Yeah, we care.
It was almost like, say, what's that other little Whitefish Lake, or what's that little city that's right over there by that area, but it has like a population of 100? Yeah.
That's the best. Yeah, he's broken the ice. That's what he does.
Lilydale, that's what I'm thinking. Lilydale, he could pass through.
And again, that's why I think I would buy anything from him. That's why he does sales and I do not.
Yep.
I could not do it, but I can't. Can you imagine saying no to him and breaking his little heart?
No.
You're telling a puppy you're not going to pet it.
Yeah.
There's no chance.
It's true. I mean, yeah. No.
I love him.
Break his heart.
Yeah. So there you go. Let's do a little. Should we do a little Vikings news? We got a lot. In fact,
I have some semi-breaking Viking.
Oh my! Okay. Let's get right to it then.
It's time for Vikings news on the Power Trip, presented by
Radco. Thank you, Radco.
Accessories Pro.
Lewis Cine is now expecting to sign with the Bills
the
practice squad.
Really?
So he did not sign with the Jets.
Nope, he's signing
choice
with the Bills.
or the Jets' choice.
Yeah, I don't know. I just saw it. Hold on, there's more about it. But yeah, he's not. I think he met with them, and now he's deciding to sign with the Bills.
Better fit, or maybe a faster path
Probably
to the
faster
actual
path.
active squad.
Ooh, boy.
Man, Ben, your thoughts?
that.
What just happened? Yesterday he was going to the Jets.
Yeah, I thought it was a done deal. He was going to the Jets.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't know his total psyche and all this other stuff. I mean, obviously, I think we're all in a roundabout way. We're kind of like cheering for the guy. I mean, I don't wish anything bad upon him, but McDermott's known as a really tough coach.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's maybe the fresh start that would fit his personality. And I think it's a completely different style of defense. And I don't know, man. Obviously, he and his agent are talking. They're going to make the best decision that's for him. But I think it's going to be really interesting if he couldn't hack it here. I don't know if it's going to look good for him in Buffalo with that coaching staff and that defense. And it's so curious because we all wanted him obviously because of the first round status and the potential of what he could be to be the next great safety here. But we saw it really from early on. It's just like nothing clicked. It's like everything that we were sold when he was in the draft process did not come to fruition at all. He was not a smart football player when everybody, including his own teammates, are like, oh my gosh, he's like the heart and soul of our defense. He gets us all lined up. He's the quarterback of our defense, yada, yada, yada. Then he comes here and they're like, yeah, I mean, he's like, 17th on the depth chart because he just can't, it's just like too fast for him. Like, what? He played at the highest level of college football on one of the greatest defenses in college football. And this is too much for him. Something's amiss here.
We mentioned that earlier about that defensive line he played with Jordan Davis, Trayvon Walker, all those guys that are top 10 picks. And then the linebacker core with like Quay Walker and Nakobe Dean. I think he was just the free range guy where nobody ever blocked him. He was always there to make a play because everything else is happening in front of him.
I know it's just so bizarre because there's so much that goes into the valuation process of these players, not just from physically, because everybody can watch the film physically and be like, oh yeah, he can hit, he can do this, he can run, he can jump, whatever. But through the whole process, it's all the mental game. It's the interviews, it's the whiteboard stuff, it's all that. And you think that it's not just the Vikings that seem to miss on this situation. All the draft analysts who talked to all the teams, they had him as one of the highest ranked safeties in the draft. They had him as a first round grade. It's like, how did the whole system miss on a guy that seems like mentally either A, wasn't motivated at all, and B, could not pick up any of the X's and O's?
ProFootballTalk.com. This is just one author, one writer. Josh Alper wrote this. But just the way that he words this is interesting. He says, word on Wednesday was that Cine was going to sign with the Jets practice squad, but his name was not included in the team's announcement of their full practice squad on Wednesday evening. Reports on Thursday shed light on why Cine's name was not on that list. Multiple reports say that Cine has pivoted to sign with the Bills practice squad. Nothing's been announced yet, so he could still change his mind before officially making the move to Buffalo. It would just be, if you're a guy that's fighting to just find a practice squad.
Right. He's trying to leverage this situation.
Right. If something with the Jets went wrong, whether it was the Jets' choice or Cine's choice, and now it's the Bills, if he doesn't sign with the Bills and go somewhere else, isn't everybody going like, dude, what are you doing? Just find a squad. Like, You don't have any leverage. Find the first team that says, we would really like to have you here, and just get on a squad.
Yeah. It's interesting because we signed a bunch of practice squad players yesterday. We barely know anything about it. You know what I mean? So, and they're not even talking about this in Buffalo right now.
Right.
And he's a first round pick.
First round pick.
Yeah, isn't that something? Yeah. Hey, Ben, a couple of things. Well, actually, all of you, a couple of things. I have an announcement that I haven't even told you guys about yet because I just found out about. Every Tuesday, 8:40, Jonathan Grenard, Power Trip Morning Show.
Oh, sweet.
How cool is that? Yeah.
Dude, he's the best.
He's the best.
I love Grenard.
He's going to be our weekly guest
guy, man.
all season long.
That's awesome.
A new player on our defense, Allie. Just a great guy. Great player, obviously, but a great guy, too. So that'll be cool. Ben, we were standing at his locker. You went to Philly. I didn't go to Philly, but we were standing in Cleveland at his locker. Were you surprised that we cut Wangwu?
I was. I just thought that this is the best version of him that we've seen from a running back standpoint. If we're looking for running back depth first, can he play in the offense? Or when you look at anybody, can they play in the defense? And then you look at special teams sort of secondarily. You're like, all right, if he's like 2 or 3 on the depth chart, then he's got to be a guy that we can account for in special teams. Well, we knew that he was a really good return guy. So we were like, okay, he's basically inked in as the kick return guy, especially now that the kickoff has changed so much. You're like, well, are these guys looking for running back types that can read the holes and they can do all this other stuff? So he sort of like checked all the boxes. I was surprised. I mean, when he was in there as a running back in the preseason, he was as decisive as he's ever been. His vision seemed to be better. He had a chance to show off that speed, on that long touchdown run that he had. So I just thought that they're definitely going to keep him as running back 3. He'll be a return guy. And then, as long as he can kind of continue to be a better guy on third down, that was his biggest struggle was, I think his blitz pickup and his third down presence wasn't great. But as far as his running acumen was as best as we've ever seen, at least from our standpoint, maybe not the coaching staff's.
Speaking of running backs, this is a former Viking running back, but Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
Had a weird year with the Jets, right? Then he got on the Ravens roster and did nothing right for the postseason, essentially. Signed with the Cowboys practice squad.
Yeah.
I forgot that they had Ezekiel Elliott again.
Yeah, he's their starter.
Elliott, something called Rico Dowdle.
Suave.
And then Deuce Vaughn. So Dalvin initially joining the practice squad. We'll see what happens after that. Again, it's so weird because running backs, it feels like Dalvin Cook is 38 years old.
Yeah,
I know.
He's 29.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
And it feels like it's been over for him for about 7 years. But it's not even close to 7. It just feels like that.
His rookie year was when they had to bring in Sam Darnold.
2017.
That was his rookie year.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I know that they've changed the how they work the practice squad stuff. I mean, now vets can be on practice squad. I think when I was playing, there was a time where, once you got to a certain experience level, like the practice squad was not even, it truly was just a development part of the process. Like it was the practice squad was all the younger guys just trying to make the team, and vets were never on practice squad. And I mean, for me personally, I mean, I know I was in a different era, but what a shot to the ego, man. Like if my next stop was, hey man, you can play your 11th year as a practice squad player, I'd have been like, nah, I'm good. Yeah. I'm good.
Because you know it's over.
Yeah, I know it's over. Like what's the point here?
And Dalvin's made money. I don't think Dalvin's living check to check, right? Unless he blew it all on the side and we don't know about it. Does he have a gambling problem? Oh, that was Adrian.
Yeah. Is this one of those bits where maybe he gets added second week of the season?
Well, that's the thing. I feel like in this situation, it's the dialogue is like, look, we'll put you on practice squad just as a placeholder for now. We have intentions, and they could be giving him all these sort of penciled in promises of, learn the offense, show us that you are truly in better shape than you ever have been, that you're healthy and all this other stuff. And if you look like any sort of semblance of what you used to look like, then we're going to elevate you probably week 3, week 4. Yeah. So I'm going to guess it's going to be just a little placeholder for him. But again, your ego takes a little bit of a kick in the nuts.
The NFL season starts a week from tonight. The Baltimore Ravens at the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are your DraftKings favorites to win the Super Bowl yet again. They are plus 500, 5-1. followed by the San Francisco 49ers at 6-1. So those are the two. Then the Ravens are third at 10-1. So two of the top three teams squaring off in week one. That's pretty cool. So just for perspective here, again, 5-1, the Kansas City Chiefs. What ranking are the Vikings on DraftKings, and what are their odds of winning the Super Bowl? What do you think they rank out of the 32 teams?
Come on, Allie, you got this.
I mean, I guess, I don't know. I don't really know.
20th.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say 7.
I bet they're lower
We're
than
talking
that.
about the Vikings, so I feel like we can't beat you. It's hard.
Yeah, and then the nation doesn't believe in them. 24.
I was going to say 25.
You guys are all dancing around it. They are tied for 22nd with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
125-1.
80-1. Ooh. 80
I like it.
to 1.
Sell the house and buy another squad. Let's go.
money on that.
I got it.
All right, Benjamin, this is for you. We'll start with you. Look, let's put the asterisk on this. Remember that survey came out that said Rudy Gobert was the most overrated player in the NBA according to players, but they polled like 20 guys.
Yeah.
And 6 people said Rudy, and then the whole thing was off, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, ESPN polled about 100 NFL players. What? I mean, it's not a ton. It just isn't. But still. Anonymously asked 100 players to rank quarterbacks in several categories. According to 100 NFL players, give me the top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL.
Top 3?
Top 3 currently, according to the players themselves, 100 of them.
Well, Mahomes got to be number 1.
He's number 1.
Good question.
I mean...
Lewis Cine, 99.
Do you put Rodgers up there, number...
He said quarterbacks.
No, I know. I was just making sure everybody was paying attention. I was making a joke. Relax, beady eyes.
Great joke to say Lewis Cine, the quarterback. I mean, it's...
is Rodgers at all up there, number 3?
Nope.
Or top 3?
Oh, good.
Nope.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, talent-wise, I mean, that he was injured last year, but my gosh, I mean, come on, that guy with the football.
I know.
Don't tell me Burrow.
Burrow's third.
Oh God.
Why do you not like Burrow?
I think he's slightly overrated.
Thank you.
Number 2.
Can I guess?
Herbert?
No. Sauce, go for it. Lamar Jackson.
Oh yeah,
That's good.
So it goes Mahomes 1, Jackson 2, Burrow 3.
Yeah, did you guys see I don't even. Was it ESPN? Somebody did a poll, and they would. Who would you rather have, Lamar or Josh Allen?
It's Josh Allen.
Everybody. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
By a mile, it's Lamar.
No,
He's a 2-time MVP.
Hands down, Lamar.
By a mile. And the poll was overwhelmingly Josh Allen.
The Ravens would be ass without Lamar Jackson.
That's not a bad take. That's pretty good.
Rather have Lewis Cine. I was making a joke.
Everybody
all right, Ben, in order. The rookie quarterback who will have the most successful career.
Spencer Rattler.
They have the top 3.
I mean, probably Caleb.
Caleb's number 1.
I would say JJ number 2.
JJ's 3.
I don't believe in Drake May. Is he number 2?
Nope.
Bo Nix.
No, they went with Jaden Daniels.
So I forgot about that. I forgot about Jaden.
It's going to be a monster.
Caleb 1, Jaden Daniels 2, JJ McCarthy 3. All right, now the underrated, overrated. How about the 3 most overrated quarterbacks according to these 100?
Well, I saw this one because I completely agree.
It's Ezekiel, right?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen's number 1.
Okay, there you go. See?
I would probably put Trevor Lawrence at number 2.
Nope.
He is overrated.
And then Joe Burrow at number 3.
Wow.
Overrated?
Overrated. Top
Herbert?
3. Nope.
And this is all from the players?
Players.
Man. There's always Kirk haters out there.
Nope. In fact, he's one of the higher ups in the underrated category.
Okay.
Oh, Is that right?
I feel like that's more fitting for how I feel, but I just, I'm trying to think how they think.
They had the top 3 overrated as Josh Allen number 1, Jalen Hurts number 2, and then Tua number 3.
Yeah, the Hurts hatred is building steam.
What was the story? Sorry, Cor. What was the story this week that he can't read a blitz? Like you just have to blitz him and he panics?
How about this, though? Tied for number 1, 2 most underrated quarterbacks, according to the players themselves.
Sam Darnold.
No.
Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy is one.
Oh, yeah, he's your guy, isn't he?
And the other one,
I know.
Jordan Love?
And the other one, Jordan Love is, according to this, in that logjam behind these two. So it's Kirk,
Goff,
Jordan Love, Goff, and Bryce Young, people think is underrated.
He plays on a horrible team.
But Purdy and...
Terrible offensive line.
Yeah.
Wait,
Matt Stafford's the other one.
Oh, I thought we named
Stafford
them
and
all.
Purdy.
Oh. Really?
Yeah, they think those are the 2 most underrated.
Stafford's underrated. I love Stafford's. I love his physicality, his tenacity. I like his energy, his vibe, all that stuff. But this day and age, he's not. He's not that good.
No, he's
at the end of his line.
So much zip on his fastball.
He struggles to throw the ball down the field. I think he makes really careless reads and decisions. Yeah.
By the way, one other note on Lewis Cine. I heard a couple minutes when I was taking an hour and a half to get to the State Fair yesterday. I was listening to Paul Allen, and he had mentioned, what's the guy, the Niners play-by-play guy?
Papa. Yeah, George Papa, Greg Papa.
I don't think PA was kidding. He kind of accidentally revealed that Greg Papa had told him that Lewis Cine was signing with the Niners practice squad. And then PA kind of joked, like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. I'm not sure if I was supposed to say that on the air. So that just popped in my head, too. I'm like, if PA got really good insight that Cine was headed to the Niners, but then by later that afternoon, he was going to the Jets.
And now
he's not on the Jets, and now he might go to the Bills.
What is going on?
What's the last 48 hours of Lewis Cine trying to pick a team? What's going on here?
I really think he's just trying to maximize the dollars. Somehow, some way.
Because I doubt Greg Papa made that up, right? Somebody from the Niners must have said, hey, we're Lewis Cine's coming to the Niners. And then a couple hours later, he was going to the Jets, and everybody was reporting that he was going to the Jets, and then he never signed with the Jets. What the hell's happening? More of the Power Trip Morning Show after this on The Fan.
The Fan.